Hey everybody, just got back from Woodcraft in Tampa. I returned the newly just got yesterday Record Power SC4 chuck. It's my second one. I took it up there because I ordered it online and I wanted someone in the store to take a look at it and tell me I'm not crazy, that there is some wobble. I did a recording last night that I'll upload. It'll be before this one to show you some issues that I ran across with it. The teeth were still not lining up even on the second chuck that I ordered from Woodcraft online. Excuse my kids, they're out playing in the sprinkler. So I went there today, the Woodcraft here in Clearwater, Florida. It's about an hour and a half away from me, so it's a pretty good trek there and back. The gentleman, Kevin, I guess he's assistant manager there, he was very kind, very nice. I explained to him my issue, and he said, well, instead of exchanging it for another Record Power, because it needs an adapter, he recommended to go to the Nova that doesn't need an adapter. Now, this is a chuck that I already had. I had to return. It is the Supernova Chuck Bundle, Supernova 2. It doesn't need an adapter if you have a 1 1/4 inch spindle, which is great. I like the idea of not having adapters, but hopefully it'll work out. I refused to leave the store until I could put the jaws on it, look at them, put it on the, they have a Laguna lathe on the floor that I was able to put it on. I hooked up my dial indicator and everything to it while we were there, and kind of felt a little embarrassed, but the issues I've been having with chucks being off made me to where I'm not driving out here every weekend just to turn. It's getting to the point where I'm debating on whether it's even worth it. So where am I at? Sorry, I get distracted easily. Went there, put the jaws on. The jaws don't have perfect alignment. I put the dial indicator on it, and I know when you tighten the jaws all the way, it's not going to be a perfect circle. I'm not looking for the readout to be a perfect circle and it not move. I'm looking for consistencies in each jaw as it's going around. Last night, and if I upload the video, you'll see it in the video, I put the indicator on, and jaws 4, 3, and 2 were consistent on how they went around. And then jaw 1, it was like, woo, yeah, sound effects and everything. You have to do that to understand. But, so I could visually see as it was turning as well, the wobble in it. It's nuts. Put the indicator on the adapter, and it was not showing any kind of run out. So, it had to be the chuck. The gentleman at Woodcraft looked at it, he says, yeah, it does look, it does look questionable. So, I am went ahead and took this one home anyway, even though there is some questionables about how the jaws are lining up. But because I'm having so many chuck issues, we can't rule out the fact that it is the new Laguna lathe. I wish there was like some sort of spec sheet that you could just like check off these answers, like this is working, this isn't working, this is, you have this problem, okay, here's your answer. Everyone's experience and circumstances and lathes and chucks are all going to have a factor in what is the issue, I think. I mean, at this point I'm so frustrated. I always feel like I figured it out and then I'm back to square one. So they were all very kind. Bob and Tom and Kevin was the assistant manager there today, and they were very helpful and patient with me hanging out. Gosh, I was there for a while. I traveled all that way, so I wanted to make sure that... So they just exchanged it for me, thank goodness, for the Supernova 2, and hopefully Record Power Nova, made by the same company. I'm sure they're exactly the same chucks. So we will see. I just put it on here. I have the wormwood screw in it right now because I'm going to turn a log bowl or It's going to be more of a test piece to see if I'm getting some serious wobbling or not. So hopefully, pray for me guys, hopefully this is the chuck. And if so, I'm never taking it off this lathe. I'm not going to do any, if it works, I'm not even going to, well, I'm going to take it off to clean it, but you know what I mean. At this point, I'm good. So, thanks for hanging in with me through all of these trial and errors and your help. All of your comments and stuff. I'm sure there's people who are dealing with wobble and not sure where it's all coming from. So comment, because even if it's not my issue, or even if it's not the solve for my problem, it may be for somebody else's. So that's what's good. It's when you look at these things on YouTube, you don't find much, and from then it's just filtering through what seems to be closest to your problem, so you can narrow down. And it's tough narrowing down whether it's your lathe, I mean, it could be your floor. Guys, just hang in there with me, and thank you for it. But we are going to turn. I did get a new excuse me, I did get a new roughing gouge, 3/4 inch roughing gouge, Sorby roughing gouge from Woodcraft. They have their Memorial Day weekend sales going on, so I got it 15% off. I do have a regular roughing gouge that I got with my Harbor Freight kit, and it works pretty decent. I just, you know, because it is thinner metal, I just know that that's eventually gonna break or give. It's not the best metal, but it's worked. It's worked so far. I haven't broken it or anything yet. I just wanted something a little bit more. I was going to get the bigger one. I think it's the 1 1/4 or whatever. But I was like, yeah, we'll move up to the bigger stuff. But right now I just got 3/4 inch, and that way I can give my Harbor Freight roughing gouge a break. But so you might see me use this new little shingy. Who doesn't love new tools? So that is that. I wasn't gonna buy anything, but who can go into a tool shop and come out without tools? You have to have a lot of self-control, and when there's cash burning a hole in my pocket, no. Alright, so I'm going to switch the camera around, and we're going to get started on this log. This wood is wood we cut off our property a few months ago. I don't know what it is. It's very, very yellow. You probably hadn't mentioned in another video I did one, it was yellow. It is very, very yellow, dries like an orangey color if it's on the log, but once it's turned it stays yellow. It's like urine yellow. It's so bright yellow. Beautiful wood. Has a pasty sap to it. It kind of annoys my sinuses a little bit, so I try to turn it with the mask on. I try to turn with the mask on a lot, but it is 95 degrees out right now, and muggy as all get out. I'm in Florida, Central Florida area, and I'm like that swamp thing on every inch of my body. So, not that you guys want to know that. That's just how I am and who I am, and that's how I roll. I'm honest. So my husband's probably going, oh my god. So there's yellow wood. I don't know what it is. Some kind of oak, I'm assuming. I don't know. So if anybody, while I'm turning it and you start seeing some color in it, or you recognize it, hey, put it in the comments. Let me know. I don't know. I'm not very good at identifying woods. Blah, 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 blah. Let me get this turned around, and we'll start turning and test out my new roughing gouge and my new chuck, and pray that there's no wobble. No wobble. camera. Anyways, still getting a crazy wobble. I mean, I can't say crazy. I'm still getting a wobble. It's very evident. I just touched my tool here and you can see, I don't know if you can see it from there. It's touching and then not touching. And I've already turned this around, smoothed it out. You can visibly see the wobble in the chuck. Let me turn on the lathe. So is that the lathe? I mean, how many chucks do you have to go through before you find one that works, or you discover that it's your lathe that's brand new? I don't know. I'm gonna try to hollow it out. Usually when they wobble like this, they get catches easy inside when you're hollowing out. You have to do some pretty delicate maneuvering, because once you get into the center of the inside, that center isn't center. So the center is already wanting to carry you away, let alone a wobbling center. That's, you know, I could live with a certain amount of wobble. I don't want to have to sandpaper tool marks out of everything for the rest of my life, so that's definitely, you know, shouldn't have to unless I'm a horrible tooler, but I feel like I'm not. So, I mean, I'm probably not the best. I'm not saying I'm the best by any means, but I know what tooling marks come from a wobble and what doesn't, especially when there's tool marks on one side and not on the other. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory there. So I'm back to square one again. I guess Monday Laguna's closed, I'm sure it's Memorial Day, but I guess Tuesday I give a call to Laguna and see if they can send a new headstock. At this point I've put 5 chucks on this lathe, and the odds of them all being messed up, I mean, I guess. I mean, I wish someone was close by that would say, hey, I'll throw it on my lathe and see if that's what it is. That would, I guess, be the telltale, as if the chuck is doing the same thing on a different lathe.